for you?
I'm also goods and
Good.
fine.
AG.
Exactly. As you can see, I am recording. We have cold open today. Laurie, Ralph, Clancy, Osmond, Happy, and Willard sad. Laurie is at the top of Springhill Tower with Delicious, Ralph, etc. Would you like to be Laurie, Ralph, Clancy, Osmond, or Willard?
I will be Ralph and Osmond Happy.
Wise choice. Wise choice indeed. And action.
I like to eat chalk.
Climb.
This is a long way up, Mrs.
Now,
Lady.
move out of the way. I'm going for a show you. Oh, I'm climbing.
Oh.
Hey.
That's a great idea, Clancy. I think you should go for it, my friend.
Oh, I'm climbing all the way.
My
Zap,
cat's breath.
blam. What was that? Oh, where am I? Well, I'm at the top of a tower with a little boy under my arm whose face is full of paste.
My cat's breath tastes like Ralph.
I'm climbing back down. Oh,
Wow, lady.
why not you should get off my gun? What are you doing, Happy Man? Get off my gun.
No, it is mine.
Get off my gun.
Jeez.
It's my police gun.
You did a good job.
Oh,
I just
I
chopped
knew that hurt. Climb. I'm climbing all the way.
Oh no, this lady is still up walking.
I think you've uncured her with that shot to the cerebral plectrum.
Well, don't blame me, friend. I'm just here for a good time.
Oh, cousin, what are you even bloody doing there, cousin? Oh, there's a woman at top and you both wrestling over a gun. Give me that gun here. Give me that gun.
Hello, brother. You're looking well. Good wrestling.
Again. I've 3 bullets to the head. That's cured me. I'm coming back down. Chuck. Here is your son back. Oh, thank
I
you.
bent my Wookie.
Maud, it's a Maud, etc. Teaching us the joy of aim. She's a ghost from the Simpsons TV show, and a low-key hostility is a go-to. The tattoo on your leg for the foxy dead disco chick with 4 grand demands. She is a super secret endless flipper and homophobic scrapper. She's not a teacher or a watercolor master. It's the Maude Flanders Internet, etc. Episode 68, Season 7, Episode 6. Who would have thought it?
Beautiful. 68. Is that true?
Apparently.
I thought we were further ahead than that. I'm disappointed.
I believe we did 10 episodes for most seasons, but the earlier ones might have had a few more, which is why we're a couple ahead.
I agree.
What year is this? And why am my body looking like a Marsha Mitzman Gavin?
Excuse me.
I'm going back to my mansion made of bins on my roller skates. They call me Skating Gavin, they'll call me.
I believe that Roswell is out of the building for now. We'll be dealing with MMG for the foreseeable. Let's just go to the house with them.
IMG, I am so happy that we are getting married.
Me too.
We will go on 100 cruises. And we will have a cruise every day and drink wine on that cruise. Every day. Ian, I've got something to tell you. I have a secret son.
Oh.
It's only animate carbon top.
What? Didn't he die?
No, he just fell on the top of a truck.
Didn't he fall out of a plane?
The details are not important. I have been raising him for a fee of $4,000 a day from Rupert Murdoch and the government.
That's Clinton for you.
We will be a real family. Just MMG, IMG, ACT, and YWR and ODB's corpse and YCLLLL.
MMG, will you bring me that goat over here?
Yes, Ian.
It's just me.
Yes, Dopple Zazz.
Thank you. Crack.
Ow! Cut to a lawn somewhere.
Lap, lap, lap.
Splash. What are you doing? Daddy, there's a man drinking from my paddling pool.
Fuck off.
Oh, ouch! Such rudeness from this man. Semi-naked
Lap,
man.
lap, lap.
Cho. Oh my goodness, that vole has chewed through a power line. Whoosh. Wah.
Ah. Ah.
I'm quick, Daddy. He's been electrocuted.
Let me just give Brendan a quick ring.
Oh yeah.
Ring.
Ring. Hello, Goodman Morning and 3 movies in a month club. Cape, the garnering of marginal-sunless confidant. Stricken people in the world lack the necessities of life, and chromatic pitch shifter, feedback, amplifier, 65 twin reverb. Most public libraries in the region of Madrid have Wi-Fi hotspots for users to adversaries may gather information about their victims' hosts, surface water, lakes, streams, reservoirs, and wetlands. And Virgin Mary statues are sentinels of grace placed to guard the heart. All hail corporate imperialism. Sponsored the CG Chuff Poetry and Slash Dance Slam Dance Foundation. Giving scrubber kids a reet go. Fully legit poet and gravy connoisseur, former poet laureate of Wigan, who is it now? Democratic rationality, critical realist, and real gone cat. And here is the last poem what he wrote. Let's tag team it, Zazz.
Wisdom.
That blanket secure as loose mineral foundation with white frosting. Use slash cream, lower cost ingredients that are lid safe.
And the recipes in this cookbook make liberal use of them. OmniCook is a powerful machine that can replace a bunch of kitchen gadgets. Ink food scale, mixer as blades grind, crush and puree, as well as any high-end blender.
A unique system for grinding nuts is required. Use both hands when holding. Keep the power cord away from the wheel. Carry out a test run after every tool change, validating code performance at the earliest stage well before the application is complete.
Architecture protect against hostile. JDK defines a set of APIs. Bouncy Castle API, cryptographic algorithms. Signature engine class check, the equation involving R and S.
Every pleading, written motion, and every other paper must be signed by at least one attorney. FOMC raises the target range for the federal funds rate from 1 3/4 to 2%, meets 8 times a year to determine the target rate. Rest in peace, Krang Chad Chuff.
Exactly. Sponsor, Onion, the Scottish talking parrot. Many birds grip food in their feet, but only parrots can hold their food up to their beaks whilst they eat. This is similar to the way humans eat with their hands. There are less than 1,000 onion farmers in the United States. That's a pretty low number. Altogether, about 125,000 acres of onions are planted in the US each year.
Sponsor, Andrew Lloyd Webber's Reinventing Cats podcast. Cats make sleek business sense. I've watched Taylor Swift transform from a curly-haired country princess to a sleek business-savvy pop sensation. Summer heat is no problem for cats. Electric bass, synthesizer, and drum set.
Precisely. Sponsor, 1925's Ben-Hur. There were no serious injuries to people or animals on the 1959 film, but there was one casualty. Executive producer Sam Zimbalist, who died in Rome of a heart attack during the shoot. He was 54.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Give me a number between 1 and 300.
All right. Sponsor, Oreo Batman, spokesperson of Fathers for Kit Kats. Number 75.
75. Food. Clump sandwich lover, we know your dreams. Dreaming of a sandwich may depict both good and well as bad news in life. It is loaded with responsibility, just like all those veggies used to load the sandwich. Dreaming of a sandwich may mean you are unable to take a proper decision in life. Eating a healthy sandwich, such a dream means you have no regrets. Eating a tasteless sandwich, such a dream means you are running away from all your responsibilities. Selling a sandwich, someone else is completing the responsibilities on your behalf. If you see such a dream. What do you make of that?
Was that from the Mauditorium or was that just from a torium?
It was from the Mauditorium because early on we established that she was a club sandwich lover, or at least she loved to make the sandwiches. We posited that maybe she dreamt of sandwiches too. And those were all things that might happen if you dream of sandwiches.
Yeah, we had a very limited spectrum back in the day. We had wind chimes and sandwiches and golf. And look how far we've come.
And wind chimes.
Now she likes films too. Yeah, we moved away from Maude as a cook, really, or as a food preparer. We only really saw her do it then, and she baked some cookies for Marge recently to
What about the
enable
damn
like,
vegetables that she prepared?
She might have preferred them. We don't know. Neddy might be doing it, but yes, I forgot what you said about club sandwiches, but I agree that Maude is a character in the TV show The Simpsons, which started in 1989.
Do you think she would have dreamt, if she was going to dream of a sandwich, would that sandwich be healthy, tasteless, or would she be selling the sandwich?
I think all three.
Interesting.
I think, to be fair though, I think it would be healthy-ish, but I don't think it would be tasteless. I think she makes a fine club sandwich from the way we've seen them. Probably the way that Juliet made that cheeseburger on Lost that time, and it looked
TV
real
shows
good.
sound
Yes.
real good, right? They've got
She
an
killed the
advantage.
cow.
Really?
But Maude, I don't think Maude would go to those lengths. But I could see her, she's not a glutton unless it's ice cream in secret. So I think if she made a big batch of club sandwiches, she would be more interested in handing them out to her gal pals or church buddies than consuming the entire tray.
It's interesting. This dream chart does not suggest what happens if you dream of giving out your sandwiches.
What does dreaming of sandwiches mean?
Well, it means that you're stuck between two things you can't decide.
That's clever.
Clever is a metaphor. Welcome
It's just like a sandwich.
to the Maude Flanders Internet Museum theme park, etc. Currently being patched up nicely by stinking flirting lemurs and guinea pigs sniffing a cotton-tipped swab soaked in sulphur. Where did the primates go? I ask. Cut.
Who's running the show? What the hell's going on?
Who are you?
I'm Zazz. Whose lawn is this? Whose pool is this? Whose bowl is this?
Well, I'll tell you. I'm just passing by, getting my local paper. I always dreamt of a pen that would be a syringe. I always dreamt of a pen that would be a syringe.
That's
Useless to me right now, Jacques. What year is this?
Got a light.
Stamp?
What do you mean stamp? My name's Stamplington. Have you got a bloody light?
Sure. Here's a lamp. Why are you covered in moss and blood and guts?
Jeff is 420 years old.
I know it.
Let's get back to Westley Bloody Mains.
Well, okay. Thanks for your hospitality. I'm assuming strange family. Bye.
Who's this?
It's me. It's Zazz. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I've been, but
But you're right here,
I'm here
sitting
with
next
Stamp.
to me.
What? No, I'm here with Stamp, but we'll come back to that. Let's talk about Maude.
What does he look like? What does a young Stamp look like?
Like a dirty Art Garfunkel.
DHG.
Yes, exactly.
Would you like to give the good people some context for this content?
Sure. We're really closing in. We're slap bang in the middle of the MMG era, and that is very evident to me this week. And that's
it's
about
very
it.
evident, yes. This one, there's no mistake, and there's some energy action going on. Clip 1, Season 11, Episode 9, Grift of the Magi, Death Clock something, Skinner House, exterior to inside, busy, chattering party. All the Prices and Largos are there, and there are elites. Neddy and Maude are sat down. Hibbert and Skinner are talking. How could you close the school? Mrs. Hibbert jims the camera. What will become of our kids, Marge? HJ says, where are the refreshments? I keep telling you over there, French chefs are carving turkey and flipping stuff. Pancakes. Seymour coughs. As for the school, we're exploring the ideas to raise the 200,000 hands-out dollars that we need. Maude and Ned are sat next to the happiest man in Springfield. I've got a motorhome I've never used. Unimpressed Maude. A silently long Thatcher face. Maybe we should raffle it off, shouts Neddy. Cut to Homer stuffing his quince face. Maybe you should shut up. A dejected Maude looks and Ned says, why are they doing this, I ask. Sad Neddy. Okay, and sits down.
Beautiful. This was almost a Maude too late. I forgot about this one and then snuck it in like 2 days ago. I did also make the note about the Pevenscan Bernice. just giving away the just breaking that fourth wall down. You see her very briefly at the start of this, and she looks very smug and dainty in the very first sort of shot of the room. And
who, Maude or Bernice?
Maude
Oh, yeah.
Flanders. So they still have the motorhome, which is a revelation to us because they don't keep it at the house, which is an odd choice unless they have it set up on some kind of lake district somewhere. But yeah, they seem to be just into the idea of getting rid of it on a whim. Again, this doesn't affect them in the slightest. The kids don't even go to the school.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense why they're there, and it makes no sense why he's willing to sell off his very expensive motorhome, which, yes, apparently they don't use, sadly.
Yeah, it's sad to know that they don't use it. But yeah, it's a shame because it's a good idea and Homer just tells him to shut up. And that wouldn't necessarily work for the rest of it. Like, why is no one else in this room backing him up? Especially Maude. I'd assume that she looks sad as opposed to I assume she would be shooting Homer a stern glare. But she doesn't. She just looks really upset. But she still doesn't comfort him in any way. There's no sort of knee touch or anything. She just lets him suffer alone.
I'm not here for you.
Yes, exactly.
So to make it very clear that I am not here.
Just so you know.
Is this the happiest man in Springfield?
I didn't think that at all, but now you say it, I think that it almost certainly is. It's definitely not somebody. Like, he's not someone who's in this episode for a purpose.
So that would make him Osmond Tinker Turnbull, and he's wearing his outfit from the photo studio.
Yeah, that'll do for me. And he's sat with his cousin. I speculate that after this, they give or sell the motorhome to Sam and Pink Beardman and his wife, who leave to travel the states.
Well, that's a spin-off I'd like to hear.
It is. That's what I speculate.
Did they take Big Head Man, his brother?
Yes, possibly. And that other brother that he's got.
Thin Uncle Phil?
Yes.
Very good.
They all go. But yeah, it's a weird thing for them to be doing. And it's also the last time they mention the RV, the last time that she's in Skinner's home, and her last time seen with Mr. Largo. Speculation.
Last time we see her on screen with her cousin.
Yes, her speculation.
Cousin. Clip 2, season 11, episode 10, Little Bing Mom. Neddy looking through peephole, zombie-ish Homer and Barty are covered in green goop. Maude, come quick, the Simpsons are covered in cooties. Maudie peepholes it, Ned through gritted teeth. Help us, we're diseased, Bart drones. A very over-the-top Fargo Maude MMG says, oh no, that leprosy. She steps back and clasps hands. Remember those scary lepers in Ben-Hur? 3 movies in 3 weeks, I asked. You saw Ben-Hur without me? We were broken up then. What? Revelation. Well, that's no, he says, probably saying that's no reason. Homer's diseased hand reaches to the door. Maudie steps back against the wall. Brains. Use your brains to help us, says Homer. Your delicious brains. Maude hangs onto Neddy's arm. Zoom into them. Those poor souls. What's the Christian thing to do? Maudie is hiding.
Nice. That's a fun shot of Homer and Bart at the start. I would have liked to see it the other way around and seen Maude and Ned through the peephole, looking circular.
Fish-eyed, they call it.
Yes, MySpace. It's very, very audibly not Maggie Roswell.
And I'm starting to see why they didn't continue with MMG.
Yeah, it's not really that close. Out of the appearances she makes, this is the worst, the least best. It's just not capturing much Maude for me. Like, it's not. The accent's kind of there, but the voice isn't. It just sounds like a different person from North Dakota.
It sounds like someone doing a North Dakotan accent.
Yes, but that aside, it's very surprising to me that Maude makes the leprosy diagnosis and not Ned. It's more of a Ned. It's all fake. Lisa just plastered them in like green, paste, basically. And I think Ned would jump the gun and assume it was leprosy, but it's a bit of a stretch for Maude to do it because she's more human or less cartoonish than that. I think she would think, hang on, we know this family pretty well. What is this for? What are you trying to get out of us? But no, she just fully thinks, oh, they've got leprosy, but she's probably a bit woozy from the voice surgery.
What's the joke with them coming to the door dressed as zombies?
Lisa's annoyed. Marge has gone away. Oh, finally we can. This is a full circle moment for us as well. We covered this episode in the Disco Stew, Hoochie and Doris cast, I think, and now we've finally arrived at it. Our cousins. We finally arrived here.
Very
good. Marge is in hospital because she's broke a leg, so Lisa's looking after them, and she's annoyed. So I believe she has a dream where Lucille Ball tells her to prank them, so she makes them believe they've got leprosy, and they instantly go to Ned's house to seek help. And
It is the right place to go, though.
yeah, it's a good decision on their part, but it's just dumb for Ned and Maud to just jump straight to the conclusion that it's leprosy and that they're not being messed with, given that the long history with this family.
Yeah, on any given day, they could have believed or been dismissive. They're very unpredictable in their responses, are the Flanders.
Yeah, it depends what season we're in. The movie Ben-Hur was released in 1925, 1959, and 2016, and none of those are plausible. However, it doesn't mean she doesn't necessarily have to have been to the cinema to watch the film. I just thought that's what they were saying.
Yes, didn't Stanley Kubrick direct the 1959 version of Ben-Hur?
Probably. Is that the one where he, even though she wasn't in the film, he locked Shelley Duvall in a cupboard for weeks?
Don't know.
Yes.
No. Stanley Kubrick did Spartacus.
Oh, yes. I am Jack Nicholson.
So is my wife.
When the hell was this breakup?
Well, this is the big thing, isn't it? So when did this happen?
Well, I was hoping that we could use the movie Ben-Hur to figure that out, and it gave us nothing. So she's obviously watched it on a cassette tape or a DVD, depending on when this happened.
A Super 8 home projector.
Some kind of Oculus device of this is set in the far future or not too far future. I don't know. I have my theories that it was probably early on for like a week, and I got the implication that this meant because she didn't watch it with Ned, she watched it with someone else.
Yes.
But also that is just implied and never said. But let's say early on in the relationship they had a week off, and she went round to Sarah Wiggum's and watched Ben-Hur. However, Maud herself might correct me at some point in this episode.
We shall see, won't we?
Maybe.
But it is a revelation. An MMG, she does not cut the mustard for me in this one.
No, it's not. It's not good. Oh no, that's leprosy.
Exactly. Oh no.
Yeah, no, it's a no from me.
Clip 3. LBM. Season 11, episode 10. Goop-covered Homer and Bart are in the dining room. Homer scoops a handful of jelly blancmange and offers it to Todd. Todd looks very concerned. Todd, no! Maudie flicks out of HJ's hand before it reaches Todd's mouth. She throws a match into the Hoover and explodes. A bit of an overreaction, I said.
Homer calling Todd lad really makes me laugh for some reason. When he offers him the jello, he says, "Here you go, lad." And it's really sincere. And it's just a very odd American choice. I really enjoy that above all else in this scene. I've noted here, apparently, that I thought this was quite a decent Roswell impression on Todd no. But so. They're two relatively easy words to say in a North Dakota accent. Todd, no.
Todd, no.
Todd, no.
No.
There's a nasal quality that lacks in MMG's performance that makes Maud sound just less cartoonish and more just like a regular woman. But on the flip side of that, I would say this is one of Maud, what's her name? Kaching. One of her most, whatever her name is, one of her most cartoonish moments in the show.
Hoovering blancmange from her child's hand because it's got fake leprosy all over it, and then throwing it into a vacuum cleaner with a match where it explodes.
Yes, I would say that's up there for Maud. Having a cartoony moment. Yes, I think at this point they definitely knew she was on her way out, and this seems like this is a very Ned gag. Like I can see Ned doing this way more than Maud, the same as the leprosy diagnosis. But I genuinely think they just threw a bone here. I think they just thought, let's give it to Maud. She's gone in 4 episodes.
All those notebooks full of unused Maud ideas. Let's see how many we can get into these 4 episodes.
Exactly. Let's throw them all in there. and this is her last interaction with a vacuum cleaner.
How about blancmange?
Maybe.
It's not even true because the very next clip has her interacting with the vacuum cleaner.
This scene in general.
Clip 3, aka clip 4. Neddy is in the Genkan wearing an orange jacket and oven gloves. His goopy Homer kisses him. Wow, psychotic Maude. What has gotten into her? Hoovers off his entire mustache. Ooh, that's smart. He rubs his slightly hurt lip. Maudie looks calm, then shocked as she does this horrific act. Did she not expect this pain as a result? Yet she continues. Neddy turns to TNR. Boys get the alcohol-free alcohol.
Yeah, she looks a bit out of it here, was what I thought. She looks like she's having some kind of out-of-body experience. Like she's in the room, but she's not really facially present with what she's doing. And also she looks remorseful. And yeah, like she must know that it's causing him pain. But she makes no audible signs of remorse. Like she's completely silent. There's not even a little gasp as the mustache rips off or anything, or like a little sigh afterwards to empathise with Ned. She's just stone cold silent.
Stone cold Steve silent.
Maybe they had like 7 Maude lines in this scene, and as they were getting through them, they all kind of looked at each other and thought, yeah, this isn't working, is it? And then they just cut all of the lines.
And what did MMG say at that point?
I think she just said, I'm happy to be here.
She went, no!
Almost kissed Ned like 3 times now. I'm surprised she's just standing by and allowing this.
But she doesn't like the man love, right?
Yeah, more so that it's Homer, I would say. I think at this point, once it's happened thrice, I think she would step in, and again, she might have had a monologue about her emotions towards that, but it couldn't be delivered as successfully as it could have been done in season 10, so they cut it. We don't know what we're missing. We don't know what suffering we're undertaking from this Roswell debacle. Could have been a full season of Maude for all we know, and they had to make last-minute cuts.
Exactly. What do you think of the alcohol-free alcohol? Was that a throwaway line, or was the entire scene based around that gag?
No, I think the scene was necessary to have Ned help Homer and Bart, because he sends them off to like a leprosy camp in Hawaii or something. So then Lisa has to like own up to the fact that she's done wrong and get help, blah, blah, blah. So it was necessary for them to go to Ned, but it's not that funny.
I think it's visually funny where his mustache is sucked off his face.
Oh yeah, just the alcohol line.
Oh no, that's not that funny.
But yeah, we're not here for comedy. We're here for Maude.
Clip 5. Season 11, episode 11, Faith Off. DC3 Church Lovejoy in pulpit, but when the Epishannums broke the china and were punished by the zooming on Bart, the Flanders are just in front. Maude in classic move hidden by Tim. Bart, I got 2 words for this. Snore and whistle. Am I boring you, Bart? Shouts Tim. Well, to be honest, yes. But I am doing the best with the material I have. Bart says, well, church. Bart is not impressed. Tim says, well, church can be fun. No, Bart says, well, church can be fun. And everyone laughs, all skeptical, including Flanders, Maude. I am slightly perplexed. They are all laughing. Hibbert, Skinnertachi, Moleman.
I do like the descriptions of scenes. We'll just have character names interjected. What is the relevance of you screenshotting that lady?
Well, she's in it twice, and I wasn't sure. Is she the twins' mum, or is she someone else?
That is Martin's mum.
That's Martin's mum. She looks a lot like Marge Simpson.
She does look like Marge, but I think a lot of the characters on the show look like Marge. That's a bit of a stretch.
No,
but no, she doesn't have. Yeah, she's got less of the woman face that they give out, haven't she? With the pointy nose and the sort of like not circular eyes. Sort of more like oval, whereas she's just got Margie's like eyes and nose and stuff. We'll get to Martha Prince or Gloria Prince, we're not sure, one day. But I think their relationship with Ned and Maude goes back to that Vittles thing, whatever that was, the barbecue. Oh, yeah. I believe they were present when Ned left the pharmaceutical game.
Oh yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that have happened that we've just forgotten. Imagine the quality of this podcast if we've just retained information, which was my plan at the start, and I just stopped.
Well,
I just assumed I would remember it all.
Yeah.
I love that we get to see everybody but Maude because of Lovejoy's nose. He's just placed correctly so that they didn't have to draw Maude at all, like just the corner of her hair, and that
She's
feels
not
like
the
it's just
not the
for
hardest
us.
to draw, is she?
No, it seems, and also it doesn't really matter if they do it a bit off. This is clearly like they're fine with those slipping through. It's definitely just a convenient animation choice to have everybody laughing, but I'm also not buying that they'd be remotely amused by that. And I thought maybe Rod might giggle or something, and Maude would shoot him a stern glare or give him a little like slap on the wrist or something. But yeah, they would certainly not be. Maybe they're laughing at how wrong he is.
Why does he say that?
He's been out and met Don Cheadle, who taught him that Jesus is great. Let me just briefly fact check it, because I'm 99% sure that it's actually Don Cheadle this time.
Really?
I think so.
As DC or as someone else?
He's a character called Brother Faith, and he's like a gospel sort of faith healer.
Okay.
And he heals. Homer gets a jug, like a bucket, like a metal bucket glued to his head, and it can't be removed medically. And then Brother Faith heals him, and Bart just thinks it's great.
What about Cheadle's Fun Church? Where is Cheadle's Fun Church?
It is Don Cheadle. Good for me.
Good for you.
I knew Cheadle was down to show up at some point. I just couldn't remember when. What did you just say?
What is Cheadle's Fun Church?
Oh, I don't know. What does that mean?
Bart says that the church exactly. Bart says that church can be fun because he's met
Oh,
Don
I see,
Cheadle.
yeah. It's like a traveling faith church, so he just sort of puts on a show and like faith heals people while singing. Like he does something to Krusty as well. Then it leaves Bart to become a faith healer, and he heals Millhouse of his vision.
Of his money.
And Millhouse walks outside and says, "Nice doggy," to like a cockroach in the road, and gets hit by a van.
Yeah, you gotta have faith.
That is a good Agnes at the end of the scene, I know. It's when she's laughing with Seymour.
Oh yeah,
The very well
right.
designed, fun design, cool looking Agnes. But yeah, no, not buying this. And I don't think that, well, we'll get onto this next week, but I don't think Maude is much for the whole faith healing situation. I think she thinks it's too much of a spectacle. And Ned and Maude don't mind church not being fun. Like, it not being fun is fun for them. So they don't even believe what he's saying. That's why they're laughing. And church is already fun. You look like Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp now or Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Johnny Depp now.
Johnny Depp on trial. Johnny Depp in court. That's been like his main movie for the last 6 months, right?
Yeah, it's good though.
I'm not weighing in on any of that stuff. Here's what I want to say.
No comment.
We want to explore the backstory to Maude's last few weeks. As we know, Boner took out a life insurance at the behest of Morgana. Magdalena was put on trial for manslaughter of murdering Marilyn, and there was some sort of funeral incident between Maude and Frank that led to his estrangement. What went on?
Didn't we already talk about this?
I don't know.
I'm sure I gave a reason that they stopped talking at that funeral, but I cannot remember what that reason was.
Oh, what was the reason?
It was something to do with some news getting passed around or something. I don't know. Listen to the old episodes. It's in one of them. I think we covered it last week or something. Definitely recently, because it sounds... I feel like there was some sort of misunderstanding at the funeral, and that led to Frank cutting her out because of how it looked.
I believe it went something like this. I believe that Morgana decided that they should take out life insurance on Marilyn, all of them, on each other. And so Boner ended up taking out the life insurance in his name, and Maude refused to take out life insurance on all of her siblings. And somehow Frank thought this was disrespectful, and they fell out.
I'll buy that.
But I want to know about Magdalena's manslaughter trial.
Oh, yes. She got off. We know that, because she's still living free.
She might have done some time. We don't know.
I think she got off. I think the blue-haired lawyer represented them for all time's sake, because he was once her step-grandson, briefly. But, so yeah, he's the good lawyer. And then, I don't know who was suing her for manslaughter, just the legal system.
The legal system, the whole state.
I suppose they weren't really suing her either, were they?
Maybe it was Frank who was pressing charges. But actually, I think if you manslaughter somebody, you get done anyway. No one has to dob you in.
I agree. So I think the defence might have been weak. It probably was Lionel Potts on the opposing stand, and he just probably spelled out what happened that made it not manslaughter, because Magdalena had her best intentions at heart. All she was trying to do was help Marilyn. It's just that she's from a community of wacky thinkers. So it would be the same as it's only the same as like a religion, isn't it? Basically, like, is it Jehovah's Witnesses who can't take like paracetamol? Only the same as that. You wouldn't get manslaughtered for that. Yeah. I wonder if the jury would be referred to in that situation as Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah.
I know that this Zazz is not the real Zazz,
Let's get going.
but I'm going to see how it goes anyway.
Come on, we have to leave now. But just before we go, MMG, will you just come over here for a second?
Yeah, of course.
Have you noticed that there's something in your eye?
No?
How about now?
No.
Gindy, floor this.
Ouch. Crack.
We're off.
Smash. Oh, no. The car's run into a bunch of bins. We're all over the place.
Ow. Well, secrets out, bitches. ODB, I think, ODDB, because he's dead. Let's get this carriage a-rolling. Let's get this roaster cooking.
Zoom. Oh, you missed. You only got one of me eyes. Oh, what's that inside that bin? Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Bloody hell.
Well, Zazz has gone somewhere. I don't know where he is, but let's just hope that there's a diary out there somewhere. And if there were, I think it would go a little bit something like this.
Dear diary, it's time for me to reveal a scandal close to my heart. Ned Flanders, my husband, sat me down recently, and he confessed to me that he married a woman in Vegas. And I'm not going to lie, I withheld the information that I once married the blue-haired lawyer. I decided it was time for me to be absolutely livid with Ned, and I decided that was the only way that I could deal with this. So I told the boys that I was going to Bible camp, and I took the RV and headed on a road trip with some of my gal pals, Ruth Powers, Sarah Wickham, Shauna Chalmers, and Alexis Wildcard Davis. We all decided to go to Shelbyville for a pamper day, but on the way, because it's, like an overnight drive or whatever, we decided to camp. Do a little bit of camping in the Shelbyville forest. And we had a lovely time. We drank, green tea, and we made s'mores and had a fire and talked about Bridgerton and other things that women in the 40s like, empowerment. It was a lovely night anyway, but then we all got some sleep in the RV. But in the middle of the night, we heard some very weird noises that to me sounded like knocking and vocalizations, which are two key ways in figuring out that you're near a Bigfoot. And then all of a sudden, the RV was surrounded by a colony of big feet. We were all absolutely terrified, and the big feet, just with their physical strength, just pushed the RV into the secret valley. We were all terrified. They ripped the door off and they dragged us all out and threw us down onto the ground. But surprisingly, from that point on, they treated us, I think they were just a bit heavy-handed, to be honest, because they treated us with nothing but kindness and open-heartedness. They welcomed us into the Bigfoot community and we danced.
And everybody was having a great time, and then
Alexis just murdered the chief Bigfoot and opened fired with a pistol that she'd stolen on all the big feet, and stole a baby Bigfoot and just fled in the RV. So me and Sarah and Ruth and Shauna had to just walk back to Springfield, looking all dirty and dishevelled, and I'm really sad because it means I'm going to have to let down Sam and Pink Beard Man, who I had promised he could buy the RV and go on a trip, but now it no longer belongs to me. It belongs to that Alexis Davis and her Bigfoot baby. But I can't blame Alexis. I blame the group and myself for not remembering that she's a wild card. I'm tired now, and to be honest, I've returned home and I admitted all the blue-haired lawyer stuff to Ned, and we had a long chat and we both forgave each other, and it was lovely. And I also blame Helen because she's minging. And
well, that's insane, and probably the wackiest story we've heard ever on the Maudecast.
Possibly.
It's hard to believe some elements of that story, to be honest, Zazz. How much of it do you think is true?
I'd say all of it was true. I'd say none of it is less believable than what we're experiencing.
Who is this?
I'd say it's more likely for me to bump into a Bigfoot than for my entire voice to change.
No. Who is this Alexis Davis chap?
I don't know, but she's a wild card.
I'm interested to find out more about her.
Well, she's fled now, hasn't she? But yeah, maybe she was around.
Maybe she'll come back. Should we finish with a song?
Let's do it. Sorry, my phone cut off for a minute there, but it's me again, regular Zazz.
Good to see you, regular Zazz. Now I
So
know
I don't
in
have
my
to do the
head.
editing.
Now I know in my head that Dopple Zazz was a bad guy. Now he's run away with ODB's corpse. God damn it.
I've missed a lot of shenanigans.
Extra coot, party or hibbery.
Frequent Turexy pancakes.
Hailiest man, I've on me precellently should raffle.
Did you see her rated? Gop, Maud Wumps, The Simpsons.
Peepokes, Maudie, Hermors against Delvicons.
Brian's Breeners, use your brains. Enough, Ios.
The ting ding shoppers of fuse, Todd Moist exploded, small overaction.
Herder lip Maudie locks. Ale flow.
The povere, lefishinams, muade watris.
Sket pickle. Including flanfer.
The policies, skin attaching, mole man.
The end.
Yeah. Wonder if Sonny Bono's ever going to come back and sue us again.
Maybe we stop using his music now, but you never know.
We did get a copyright claim the other week about some stuff, but that's alright, isn't it?
We're definitely going to get one for next week because I just used the 90s X-Men theme and reshuffled it.